150 people will use the trick. Especially a comedian too, because sometimes she be traveling. She always traveling.
All right, good evening, or good afternoon, or morning, whatever y'all seeing this, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for jumping on. This is Eric coming out of Blank Spot, Sublimation Blank Supply Store, located in Columbia, South Carolina. As you jump on, do me a favor, drop your city and your state. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Let us know where you're tuning in from. You guys, a second to get situated. We're going to be talking about the definition of wholesale, the meaning of wholesale. The meaning of wholesale. So this is going to be an educational opportunity, educational moment, especially for those of you who are new to business. You may be a new creator. You may be a new drop shipper. You may be a new, designer, whatever the case may be. Whatever it is that you're doing, you may be looking for vendors. You may be looking for retailers. You may be looking for people to purchase items from. Whatever it is that you're looking for, I want to introduce you to the true definition of wholesaling. And then I want you to think about where you fall into the wholesaling area or the wholesaling realm. So do me a favor. Don't just jump on. If you're going to jump on, drop your city and state, like, share, and tag. Double tap the screen. Let us know that you're there. And we're going to get started here in a minute. This is just a little bit of research that I did when I actually looked up the definition of wholesaling, and I decided to thank you. I appreciate it, lovely Hannah. I decided to take this particular website to actually share with you the definition of wholesaling. Now, this is not to insult anybody's intelligence, but as we are a retail store, we are a sublimation blanks and supply store. There's lots of people who come to us on a regular basis wanting to know if we sell wholesale. Okay, wanting to know if we sell wholesale. All right. So let's go ahead and check this out. And I don't know if you guys can see this or not. I'm gonna make it just a tad bit bigger on my screen to see if you guys can see this. I want y'all to be able to see this. Okay. So wholesale meaning. Wholesaling involves purchases or purchasing goods in bulk from a manufacturer and then reselling them to a retailer for profit. The wholesaler is an individual or business connecting the producer with the retailer and then constituting integral component of supply chain. Okay, that's a lot of different definitions, but I want to show you guys a picture real quick. Okay, so they say that they can sell a single product, a wide range of products, or both. So there's a lot of people out there who are just getting started in business yesterday. And double tap, guys, double tap. They're just getting in business yesterday. And the first thing they want to do is they want to know if you sell wholesale. Well, by definition, and I'm going to go back to this definition that I looked up at first. And this is going to be important. There's several definitions of the term wholesale. But what I wanted to find out, and I know Google's not the greatest source of information. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to get a clear understanding of what wholesale is. Okay. So let me go ahead and I'm going to share this for YouTube. Let me stop it here because I want to get a better definition of what it is. Give me a second. All right. So this is a truer definition of wholesale. Wholesaling is the act of buying goods in bulk from a manufacturer at a discounted price and then selling it to a retailer for a higher price for them to repackage it and in turn resell it in smaller quantities at an even higher price to consumers. Now, if you're new to business, I want you to ask yourself, where do you fall in this chain? In this supply chain, in this supply chain, where do you fall? Are you the manufacturer? Are you the retailer? Or are you the consumer? And that's the thing that you got to understand when you ask questions like, hey, well, do you sell in wholesale? Well, you got to ask yourself, are you in a position to buy wholesale? All right. Are you in a position to buy wholesale? Then I want to show you this image. I want to show you this image because this image is going to say a lot. Here's an image that I actually took, and it made a lot of sense to me. I want you guys to see where you are. See if I can find it again. May not be able to find it. The specific one that I wanted. Here it is. Yeah, it's right here in my face. Wow. It's going to be on their website as well. Let me go back to the website. It's probably going to be cleaner. It's probably going to be cleaner on the website. Y'all probably saying, why is this guy going through all this? It's a method. It's a method to the madness, y'all. It's a reason for this. There is a reason for this. Because this, ladies and gentlemen, is education. This is education at its finest. So everybody has their own idea and or definition of what wholesale is. Everyone does. But let's take a look at what it actually means. So I'm going to show you the picture that I was pulling up. Can y'all see that picture? This picture showing you what wholesaling is. So if you can't see it, I'm going to read it so you guys can kind of get an idea. And it says, what is wholesaling? So you start over here to the far left. Start over here to the far left. And it says individuals or businesses. Okay? Individuals or businesses. They make the purchases of the goods and services in bulk. Bulk is a lot of items, okay? And they're purchasing those items from a manufacturer. They're purchasing it from a manufacturer in bulk. What they're going to do after they purchase those goods, they're going to resell those goods in smaller quantities to retailers, merchants, industries, or professionals. And then it finally gets from the retailers, the merchants, the industries, and the professionals to the end user, which is the customers. So I want y'all to think about this. When people come to us and ask us, do we sell wholesale? Of course, they don't understand that they're telling us that we're right here. Now, we know we're right here, but they don't understand that we know we're right here, but they don't understand that they're saying that we're right here as individuals or businesses. They got an idea, though, that we might be purchasing from a manufacturer or a producer. Here's the thing. A producer or a manufacturer is the wholesaler. I'm going to say that again. The producer or the manufacturer, they are the actual wholesalers. They are the wholesalers. Now, we get to buy those items in large quantities, short-term bulk. I'll pause for a minute and double tap. Check out that little chain. Check it out. Ask yourself, where do you fall in this retail chain or in this product chain or in this consumer chain, producing chain? Where do you fall at? Because a lot of people are right here at the end user wanting us to sell them as a retailer. I'm going to say this again, and I want to make this as plain as possible. A lot of customers / business owners are retailers. Excuse me, they're end users. And they're wanting us to sell to them as a retailer. So, bottom line is, we start off here. So anybody can go to a manufacturer or a producer. Anybody. Anybody can be here and go to a warehouse and say, hey, I got $20,000 and I want to buy as many shirts as I can for $20,000. Anybody can do that. Okay? But let's just skip from they made the purchase to now how they choose to distribute it. How they choose to distribute it depends on what their setup is. If they are a retailer or a merchant, most likely they're gonna sell those items to the end user at a higher price. So let's go back up to the verbiage. Let's go back up. Besides physical product distribution, wholesalers are popular in banking and finance, telecommunications, and energy. They provide business to business, that's B2B services, to enterprises and industrial, commercial, and other professional sectors at discounted prices. There's a difference between bulk pricing and discounted pricing. Though they sell items to retailers at higher prices or at a higher price, it is still much more less than the typical retail price. So the reason why, good evening, everybody. The reason why I wanted to bring this up is because there's a lot of people that are out there asking questions about individuals selling wholesale. And I don't think they really understand what wholesale is. Okay. So goes into this is a whole chapter outline. It talks about what wholesaling really means, how does wholesale actually work, the functions, the types of wholesaling, the merchant, the merchandise, and agents and brokers, many offices and branches and specialized. Then it goes into different examples. Okay. The thing that I want to bring to your attention is this, and I'm going back and forth. The thing that I want to bring to your attention is this. And to me, this is one of the most important parts of understanding wholesaling. This is one of the most important parts to me in understanding wholesaling. Because you can choose to be a wholesaler or you can choose to be a retailer. But this is one of the most important parts to me as far as being a wholesaler. Okay? I'm going to bring this back open so you can see. One of the most important parts to me is to understand what the definition is. Somebody has to buy that stuff in bulk from a manufacturer at a discounted price. Okay? Why in the world would somebody buy it at a discounted price only to sell it right back to a retailer or the end user at the same price? I'll ask that again, because I don't know if people are interested in stuff like this or not. I mean, I just felt like it was something that needed to be talked about. Why would someone go and take their money and purchase in bulk at a discounted price, not turn a profit? Why would someone sell me? And I'm going to use this for example. I'm going to use this as an example. Imagine you going to somebody like Alpha Broder or All Day Shirts or Jiffy or someone who sells glitter or epoxy or somebody selling stuff in bulk. Imagine you're able to go to those places. You meet the qualifications and you're able to buy at a lower price. They may call themselves wholesalers. But what they actually did was, first off, you have to understand, if you're buying from Alpha Broder, they're selling different brands of shirts. They're selling jersey shirts. They're selling Gildan shirts. They're selling Ideal shirts or whatever. They're selling Hanes shirts. Hanes is a manufacturer. So they've connected with Hanes to purchase those shirts at a lower price. They're not turning around selling those shirts to us at a wholesale price because they've already got it at a wholesale price. They purchased it from the manufacturer at a wholesale price. They're going to turn around and once again, they're going to sell them to you if you have a store, whether it's an online store, whether you have a storefront, they're going to sell it to you, the retailer, for a higher price. I see some comments. You're saying, hey, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to short yourself, right? So if I am a retailer and I am conducting business with other business owners, why would I sell it to them for what I got it for? Why go to me? The same concept. Why go to me when you can go straight to the manufacturer? Why go to the blank spot where you can go straight to the manufacturer? Right? Why do that? Why go to the blank spot where you can go straight to the manufacturer? Somebody work with me. Why would you go to the blank spot if you can go straight to the manufacturer? Anybody? If I went to Alibaba and I did my research as a business owner, if I did my research and I invested my money to go directly to Alibaba, which is a distributor, right? Why would I in turn go back and sell them, even though I'm still conducting business to business? Why would I then go back and sell to a crafter, a creator, or designer and get this much profit? I don't think people really understand wholesale. And either they understand and they don't care, or they really don't understand. So someone says convenience. Yeah, you would go to a retail store for convenience. But you're also going to a retail store because you don't have the money to buy wholesale. You don't have the money to buy in bulk. Because you or somebody may expect that retail company to be empathetic to your financial situation in the fact that you don't have the money to buy in large quantities. People want to be able to buy at a low price onesies and twosies. They want to be able to buy. So somebody who's just getting started, they just started today. The first thing that comes out of their mouth, where can I buy t-shirts for cheap? My response, China. Well, I don't have the money to purchase from China. Well, you can slide on over to the blank spot. The blank spot has, 100% polyester t-shirts, great quality, great value. You know where you're getting them from. We already done the research. We already did the testing and everything. You can get them from us. Well, how much is your shirts? Well, check the website out. Oh, those are too much. Well, the other option is to go find your vendor and go to China. And I just showed you what wholesale was. Wholesale is when an individual or a business contacts a manufacturer and purchases in large quantities, in bulk, from a manufacturer. Then that individual, after he or she deals with that manufacturer, they're going to in turn go to other retailers. And just so you know, if you're a crafter, a creator, a designer, if you have a business, whether you call it a t-shirt business, a design business, a creative business, whatever you want to call it, you are a retailer. It's just levels to your retail. It's levels to our retail. So me as a retail store is going to turn around and sell it to another retailer. Or me as a business owner, because I acquired that product at a great price, I'm going to go back and sell it at a retail price. Now you got the option to buy it, or you got the option to go look for your own vendors, or you got the option to go to Alpha Broader, S&S, All Day, Jiffy, and try to haggle prices with them. But I'm going to tell you something. Those guys are not selling wholesale, because if you were to buy a certain amount of shirts from them, a certain amount of products from them, they will actually take the price down. That's wholesale. Is wholesale. That's the price. That's it. They're not selling wholesale. They're selling at a discounted. They're selling at a lower rate or a lower price in bulk. And they're saying, hey, if you buy 2,000 shirts, it's going to cost you $4.15. Do you have $10,000 to buy 4,000 shirts? That's the question. And if you do, congratulations. You can go into the retail business by selling shirts. If you don't, then you're going to have to make a decision. You're going to have to make a decision as to if you choose to buy those items from that company at a retail price until you're able to buy in a bulk rate at a lower price. Trying to pressure business owners to trying to pressure business owners to sell you a product at a lower price. What good is that going to do? I think most people don't understand the difference between wholesale, bulk, and retail. Bulk pricing means that the more you buy, the lower it's going to cost you. But that's the rate. But somebody had to go and get that product. Somebody had to go and get that product. And whoever got that product, they bought that product from a distributor or from a manufacturer. And they brought a lot of it. What's going on, Gunny? You know I got to read your name before I read your comment. But if you got the money to do that, and see, here's the issue. One individual might not be able to do it, but you can do it as a group. The problem is people are not willing to work together. This is supposed to be a learning moment, a teachable moment, a moment of education. Hey, Aisha, what's going on? It's supposed to be a teachable moment. Because we don't understand wholesale, because we don't understand retail, and because many people don't understand what lane they're in right now, they say things that don't make sense or things that they don't understand. So let's clear some things up. If you ain't got the money to buy in bulk, to sell at a low, to get them at a lower price, to sell at a higher price, then you got to buy retail. That's it. That's all. The end. If you're new to business, if you're new to, you're just getting started, you don't have your funds built up, and you're not in a position to buy those inexpensive items or those items at an inexpensive rate. That's it. There's no, I look at we had an issue with our vendor, and our vendor kept going up. And we went shopping around, our stateside vendor, we went shopping around. We said, you know what? We need to be able to find these shirts at the lowest possible rate, the lowest possible cost, so we can go ahead and be reasonable as retailers to sell those items to our customers. That's what we said. But as they went up and went up and went up, eventually we had to go up. And as we started going up, it seemed like the prices went up 3 times in 1 year. And as we went up, I was like, you know what? This is not going to get it. This is not going to get it. You gotta think about what your customers are going to want. Now, if you're not in a position to buy wholesale or bulk, then you got to buy retail. You say you did a live on resale certificate yesterday? Cool. A lot of people don't even, in order to even shop with a lot of these businesses, you got to have a retail license. Because you can't get a resale certificate without a retail license. I know in the state of South Carolina, one is a ST8 Alpha. That's the resale. But you got to have a retail license in order to be able to do that. Bottom line is, an individual or a business purchases from a manufacturer. They purchase in a bulk rate. If I'm buying direct from the manufacturer, the person that's creating it is the one that's selling it to me wholesale. Like right now, we got a sale on our classes, 50% off. The reason why we're able to take our classes to 50% off is because we created them. So we can sell them for 50% off. It's something that we created. I think what really bothers me is that now I'm not going to talk about that. Business versus hustle. You can go and find you a pallet. You can go and find you a pallet of something, and you can go start making money. You can go start selling some stuff. Okay. But if you're looking to build a business and you want to get the best price possible, you have to consider getting your money together. You're not going to make a lot of money reselling something that you bought at a retail price. And if you're not in a position to buy in bulk and to lower your price, then you're just not in that position just yet. But once again, there's an order of merit. Somebody has to come up with the money, and somebody has to come up with the product. Individual or business purchases from a manufacturer. They're purchasing at pretty much a wholesale rate. And I don't even like to say wholesale then. They're buying it in bulk. They're buying in bulk. Now, I can choose, once we buy our shirts, for example, in bulk, I can choose to sell my shirts for whatever I want to sell them for, because I got the best price that I actually purchased for. And I choose what type of profit I want to make on that item. But I mean, it just doesn't make sense. And I don't think people think take a second thought of it. But it doesn't make sense for somebody to purchase. Doesn't make sense for somebody to purchase in a bulk rate. At a bulk rate for just to turn around and make no money off of it. Being in business is about making money. Being in business is about making money. Anybody got any questions or comments about what they just saw? Why buy a transfer for $450 when I could buy it cheaper with a wholesaler and make a bigger profit? Absolutely. You know though, Bethany, you got to be in a position to do that, or even think like that. It goes to people asking, who are your vendors? How can you get it cheaper? Do the research. The information's out there.
Looking for anything particular?
Do the gal. How you doing?
No, I think I'm looking for. I'm looking.
Okay, you're good.
If you're not in a position to buy in multiples or bulk, then you can't. You just can't. Whether it's shirts, whether it's tumblers, whether it's glitter and rhinestones, whether it's things to make wreaths, it doesn't matter. That's just something that you've not grown to. When you shop with a retail company or a retail store, you're shopping there for convenience. Be in a position to have customers so you don't have inventory sitting for years. Yeah, that's an idea as well. Depends on what inventory you have. Some inventory doesn't go bad, and once again, it's levels. It's levels. Appreciate it. There's levels. I don't think that people realize that are creating things. I don't think that people who have creative design businesses understand that they are retail. The same individual that wants to get a shirt from us at cost is the same individual that's going to go turn around and sell that shirt for $30 to their customer. I mean, if you get the shirt at cost, is your price going to change from $30 to $20? That's the question you got to ask yourself. That is all I got. That's all I wanted to share. I was thinking that somebody wanted to see, but y'all can go back on YouTube. Y'all can check it out to find out the example that I gave on wholesale. But it's very important to understand, because we end up making assumptions when we don't understand. And making assumptions is not going to be the best way to be in business. So this is Eric coming in from the blank spot. Thanks everybody for jumping on. I appreciate it. Like I always say, when you know better, that's when you have the ability to do better. And the only knowledge that's powerful is properly applied knowledge. I'll see you guys at the top, because there's too many people struggling at the bottom. Peace. See you later, tube.